What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today, we're going to be talking about the new Game Informer cover story about God of War Ragnarok. If you're as hyped as me, please drop a like, comment, and share. Without any further ado, let's get into it. So, Game Informer just dropped. When I say just dropped, I mean yesterday. A cover story about God of War Ragnarok, titled God of War Ragnarok's combat lets you play with your food. And boy, ooh, I probably won't read the entire article, but there are some key points that I want to talk about. So, lead combat designers, I'm, I'm so sorry if I butcher anyone's names. Y'all know I'm not good with names. Mihir, Seth, and Denny, yeah, have over 17 years of God of War experience shared between them, and both played prominent roles in the previous game's success. The series' current direction is inspired by an old studio motto: playing with your food. That's an wow internal philosophy that we've had since back in the day, Seth says. Kratos plays with his food. We've tried to create systems you want to engage with that are fun, very playful, and lots of different routes. And when we looked at the combat in the last game, we were like, we can push this further. We can find new toys and ways of playing with enemies and strategies. That's been the guiding principle more than anything else. Girl, when I say this got me hyped, like let's break this down a small bit. So, both of these uh, combat designers have over a decade's worth of experience, and the studio motto. How do you guys say that, by the way? Is it motto or motto? Let me know. Let me know down below. The old studio motto: playing with your food. Ooh, 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 ooh. Now, trying to implement that into God of War Ragnarok, I already felt like we could do that in the 2018 game with the combos you could use between Kratos and Atreus. But further improving on that, that is where you get me hook, line, and sinker. Now, trying to implement that through um, different systems that are fun, playing for in different routes, that gets my theory mind a cranking. There has to be a better way of phrasing that. There has to be a better way. Now, when they said we can find new toys and ways of playing with enemies and strategies, let's break down the toys part for a second. Let's break down the toys part for a second. We're going to be getting the same toys that we had in the 2018 game: the Leviathan Axe, Blades of Chaos, the shield, and Atreus' bow and arrow, plus runic magic. That's a pretty big toy box in and of itself. more toys. What you're saying is what my theory brain is going with more toys. Um, okay, big theory time here. Big theory time here. What's one what's one weapon we all want to see Kratos wield? Who are we fighting against in Ragnarok? The god of thunder himself, Thor. And no, not the suave one from the MCU, because that man can get it. No, this one is. This story is one you do not want to see in a dark alley or anywhere, for that matter. So, if my theory comes true, which please God, we might be getting Mjolnir. Like just think of how insane that would be. Mjolnir. Before I get too far into theories, because that's not what this is about. Um, Further into the article, they talk about. Uh, I forgot to say this in the beginning. If you want to read the article, I'll put the link down below. Um, they're also going to be releasing a. I don't know if it's a gameplay trailer, but they're going to be releasing something tomorrow. So I don't know if I'll do a reaction video to it, but I'll definitely watch it. Then kind of do what I'm doing now, like doing the cliff notes of it. For 7 minutes, I followed Kratos and Atreus across an enclosed arena chock full of explosive pots, advantageous high ground, wooden platforms, and bipedal lizards called either Grims or Grimes. I'm going with Grims. The pair move in unison. Kratos pins a beast across the rock wall and then comes down on its skull with Olympian strength. Let's highlight that sentence for a second. Kratos pins a beast to a wall, then comes down on its skull with Olympian strength. That is a fucking quote. That is a quote. Jesus. Atreus fills staggered bars while locking enemies in place with sonic arrows. So right there, that's a confirmation that Atreus is going to get new arrow types. We don't know if that stacks upon the light and electricity arrows, or if those first two are just barred, like just Thanos snapped from existence, and we get two new ones. I hope it's two new ones, if I'm completely honest. But sonic arrows, that's a cool concept. I'm assuming it sends out like a sonic pulse, or I don't know. When a cursed Grim tries to catch the bulky father off guard, firing toxic bile from its swollen gullet. Kratos sidesteps the phlegm and masterfully deflects a second flurry with his arm shield. He throws his axe at a pot tucked between boxes, and the corner instantly erupts into flames, sending This is where it got me excited. Sending scaly appendages everywhere. So is that a confirmation that's going to be more bloody? Because, please, I'm a guy who likes when his mature games get a little bloody. Mortal Kombat. Um, Atreus demonstrates he's as much a powerhouse as his father, swinging at unsuspecting Grims with his bow while always repositioning to shoot. Camera cut off. The two notice a few stragglers perched above in one and in one fluid motion. The Godslayer latches onto the ridge with his blades of chaos, climbs the structure and stomps on a health stone for extra flair, and launches the remaining creatures into the sky. So, right there, that is awesome. Like, when I was reading that, I was picturing all of that in my head, and it just makes me want November to come so much faster. Oh my god. So, about the. I'm just gonna call them Grims. So, they're kind of like the spitters from Left 4 Dead, where they do what their name entails and spits at you, which one gross, two cool. Now about his shield, um, oh, I'm getting ahead of myself. We haven't talked about his axe and blades. This adrenaline rush is tied to the versatility of Kratos' kit. The battle axe and the chain blades increase maneuverability and power, but a misleadingly small scale change to the triangle button makes all the difference. In the last game, if you press triangle, you recall the axe, Seth says. But if you already had the axe, nothing happened. If you had the Blades of Chaos and you pressed triangle, you just went back to the axe. We looked at that concept and wondered, what if you. Oh. What if you could do something a little bit different with that button? A whole new suit of moods. Moods. Ah. A whole new suit of moves. Ay, Dios mío. Triangle attacks are officially called weapon signature moves. Depending on whether you have the Leviathan axe or Blades of Chaos readied, Kratos can infuse the sharpened steel with ice or fire. These elemental moves called Frost Awaken and Whiplash do extra damage by freezing or incinerating aggressors. So, they revamped the triangle button for Ragnarok because, like the article states, and one thing I did kind of have an issue with in the 2018 game, like they said, if you press triangle, you would call the axe. If you had the Blades of Chaos, you would just go straight to the axe. If you had it, it would do nothing. You got that. So now, say you're fighting some Draugr or Grimes, and you have You have the axe. You can do what they call Frost Awaken and do a whole new move. If you have the Blaze of Chaos, you can do what's called Whiplash, which whoever came up with these names, great job. I love that they revamped the triangle button because that button was underrated, un- underrated and underused. Now, onto the shield. The shield is revamped too. You walked me through the pros and cons of the new Dauntless and Stonewall shields, occasionally reminding me that the team wanted players to tailor their gameplay to immediate needs. The Dauntless shields is all about twitch reactions by parrying at the last possible moment. Kratos' shield glows a menacing red, signaling the player can unleash a devastating smash that tosses and stuns enemies. This merely the Stonewall shield is for tank lovers that prefer slow paced bouts. Kratos can't parry when equipped with the Stonewall, so keeping it raised is crucial to surviving barrages. The more hits the Stonewall shield takes, the more kinetic energy it absorbs. And once it's fully charged, players can bang the shield into the ground, emitting a screen wide pulse, knocking anything foolish enough to approach it off its feet. So, what I got from that is the. I think it's the Stonewall shield. Yeah. Think like Black Panther's suit from the MCU. The more hits he took, his suit would glow. Does slam on the ground or to an enemy, all of them go flying. Basically, the same thing that's going on here. But all that protection comes at a cost. The Stonewall shield becomes increasingly unstable as it takes damage, opening Kratos up to otherwise ineffective block breaking blitzes. Yes says Kratos will have access to other powerful shields, but warned players not to bite off more than they could chew. Maybe don't play with all your food because there will be food that can eat you pretty easily. Both designers confirm enemy aggression and lethality would be heightened on higher difficulties, but players still need to keep their wits about them. Regardless of selected settings, old locations are periodically repopulated with more powerful fauna. No way, I just lost my. And optional territories could be taught without a stronger. Could be tough without a stronger crew. Yen mentions that fans of Realm Tears will get a comparable size. I can read, guys. I swear. I swear I can read. Will get a comparable sense of gratification from besting some of Ragnarok's formidable side content. There's no word on whether Kratos will obtain other primary weapons, but last year's trailer unveiled an elk runic summon from Atreus to ride, so hopefully we'll get other new abilities soon. So, the Stonewall shield becomes increasingly unstable as it takes damage. So if you planned on like spamming the Stonewall shield, you can, but you might get your ass kicked doing it. It's from everything I've read, it seems like they've added more. Um, I guess if they're going for playing with your food, they gave it more fun while also making it harder to eat. And as for enemy aggression and lethality being heightened on harder difficulties, I kind of saw that coming because what's the point of them not being heightened if you're on like I don't know what the higher one is called, but if you're at like the hardest one and they're like 50 on the difficulty scale, where's the fun in that? Also, if you see me looking at the side, I'm checking to make sure I'm still recording. So they mentioned a comparable sense of gratification from besting some of Ragnarok's formidable side content. I'm excited to see what new side missions they have because the 2018 game, I loved the side missions. I loved them. So here's hoping they up them. Well, not up them, but I'm excited to see what new ones they have. And as for new abilities, I'm thinking of doing another video kind of theorizing about what other abilities there could be. So if you want to see that, drop a comment below. And that's about it for this article and this video. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'll be sure to cover whatever they're dropping tomorrow. Thank you guys so much for watching. Check out my podcast, Chilling with Barrel, Anchor FM, Google Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube. Just look up Chilling with Barrel on there. Check out my stream, twitch.tv/Bearbarrel Gaming. I'm playing a bunch of games. Might hop back onto God of War 2018. Beat them Valkyries. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye. But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead.